Live?
Hello, I'm alive.
What's good?
Oh, you're
How,
driving
how's
to work.
how,
Look at you.
how's the fam?
It's good. It's good.
I, I saw some Insta stories last night. Looked pretty fun.
Y- Yeah. It was. They got some great live music out here in Gulf Shores. If anybody wants to vacation, um, go to a spot that's just great music, great energy. Floribama Coast. Floribama is the name of the bar. It's great. Three live bands playing. Everything's cheap.
That sounds great.
Oh, it's a
I,
blast. The guy opened his second song was Freebird, which is like
yeah,
whole time guitar solo, and his third
of
song was
course.
Purple Rain. So I was like, whoa, those were two closers that he opened with. Well, what is he gonna do
Yeah.
from here? And he kind of rocked the house. And then he got lazy. He was just like,
So
well, if
so
anybody wants to sing, pay me $200 and you could sing. And that upset me and my buds, we were like, well,
it turned into karaoke?
yeah, it's like if we want to do karaoke, we go to the
Uh,
karaoke spot and paid
yeah,
$20.
that's kind of ridiculous. Doesn't the place pay him to put on a performance?
Yeah, he was a
So,
rock star though, but he was just like, it's Sunday night after a holiday. I'm not trying. But he
yeah.
was amazing. We were having a great family
How
vacation.
many Terrells were in attendance?
Oh boy, one, two, three, four, five, six, like eight or nine.
That's great.
Only two recognizable ones, the two 6'5" plus ones jumping
No
up
one
and
else.
down.
No one else is
Yeah,
close to that height.
no.
None of the cousins.
No,
No,
no. I think the tallest. Well, some of the girl cousins are like 5'8". They're pretty tall.
I guess the height is the
Um,
mom's side.
yeah. My sister's not tall. She's like 5'6". She's not short, but she's not tall. And then the cousins, like husbands, they're all like the tallest one's 6. So me and Ryan stand out like a sore thumb out here. It's
Yeah, must be
we
fun.
had we also have a bunch of wild fireworks stories that we're not going to go into for fear of
Nah, I mean, that's anyway. It's what is this? What are we sponsored by? What can we read this line out?
oh,
Do you have
geez, I
it?
had to get that ready.
I mean, it's No and Co. I saw Noam Benamy, who's on the No and Co. Hawks over Shabbos at Avis Torah. Not many people in attendance, July 4th weekend. But I did run into Benamy and Mike Herman. So,
Oh, nice.
got some hot going, which was
Uh,
fun. And
Hocking it up. I bet
Benamy,
Benamy's a lot happier than he was at the start of the season.
Benamy is pleasantly surprised. He really likes his team. He really likes Dietz' dad. I mean, Dietz obviously great player. That was, thrilled that his dad can ball, and then also this guy Gertzberg, right? That's his name.
Gettysburg, yeah,
Gertzberg.
it's every player's favorite player.
Yeah, and then Bainash is just playing it out of his mind. I mean, I feel like whenever I'm tuning into a game, he's just hitting a 30-foot three, like every single time.
And gets in the middle real well. The
Yeah.
2026 TABC Summer League is sponsored by Noah and Co. Noah and Co. Midtown NYC office space experts representing growing businesses. You know your business. Noah and Co. knows Midtown office space. Follow them on Instagram at Noah Office Space and LinkedIn at Noah and Co. Let's jump right into last week's
Beautiful.
games. I didn't watch the games last night. I watched a little bit, but I was on the beach at night talking with family. So
Are you talking about last night or last week?
no, I watched all of last week. I didn't
Yeah.
watch last night.
Oh,
Um,
last night we can get into a bit at the end. I wanna let's talk about last week before we forget
yeah,
about it.
well, the first one is the Celtics versus the Bucks. Bucks down Jake Dube. They had Suleimanov subbing for him.
Yeah,
Um,
he was a good sub for them.
maybe last night, but he wasn't last week. It felt like maybe it took a week to gel. I was actually going to text Chaim Marcus and say maybe you need a different kind of player because Sulmanov's was really a creator. and they have that in Ben Lulu. Maybe they needed more of an off-ball guy. I'm going to start with the positives for the Celtics. Rafi Mitnick is on an MVP tear. It was starting to look like,
I mean, hold on, Jack. Hold on. It was the tightest game. It was going back and forth the whole way. This was a great game.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
making
but
it
there was
seem like it was a bad fit and Celtics took over. They only like took the lead, I think, with a minute left or 2 minutes left. I
yes, but
think
at the same time, the amount of unnecessary turnovers that were happening for the
for
Bucks
sure.
makes you pull your hair out. Like to win
Yeah.
basketball games, like I always have said, if you for people who know or have had that conversation, it's turnovers, effective field goal, which is are you getting good shots, rebounds, are you getting them, are you giving them up, and free throws and turnovers is kind of number one, like because you can control and rebounding, in my opinion, because those are two things you could really control. You know, if the refs have a tight whistle and if the other team is I mean good shots you could get also, but those are two things that are easy, and they just had a lot of them like in the back court, throwing it to the wrong guy, getting a rebound and outletting it and turning it over in the back court. Not
Yeah.
so much even when their offense was set. I think they had a shot clock violation, which is I actually don't mind as a turnover. It's probably my favorite because at least you ran a set, you know. But the ones in the back court, you're just throwing it to the other team. It's like you didn't even get a chance to get your transition and secondary transition to get some points on the board. But yes, it was a very good game. If you want to expand on that,
Um, well, I mean, I was just watching Natano Ben Lulu just make shot after shot and was very impressed with his game. Um, it felt like he was just keeping the team in it the whole time. It felt to me it was tough for them to get good looks without him being involved, and maybe the big part of that is not them not having Dube. Um, and I feel like the Celtics they were like almost there, almost there, almost there to like break away, and finally they did at the end a bit, but it did feel like they had more control on this game than the Bucks. So the Celtics definitely looks good. The Bucks, I thought that Suleimanov was a nice fit. He's got a nice shot. I think he can be a little bit more aggressive. Like I know just from taking him, I think there are times he could have just tried more, not tried like, energy, but tried me. Felt like he just if he didn't have
well,
a
it's
count,
no different
it
on the
felt like it
Mavericks.
felt like it felt to me that he didn't have a counter. If I was like playing him one way, if I was playing him tight or playing him back, it felt like he was a little too passive, and I think he's a better player than that. So I would like him to be more aggressive and look for a shot more. I think Dube would do that, and that would help him, and it would help Nathaniel because Nathaniel he could score 30 a game, but then he's not going to be able to defend to the best of his abilities and facilitate. So they definitely need someone else stepping up. I mean, they also have Lipner. Was Lipner there?
Yeah, Lipton was there.
Yeah, so maybe
Well,
I'm not
Lipton at this
remembering the
point is
game.
a very good. He's a role
Maybe I'm
guy
not.
at this point.
Yeah, maybe I'm not remembering the game so well with him because I also just watched a game last night. Um, but yeah, it felt like Nathaniel was doing a lot.
Well,
So,
I'll
so
give
yeah,
a
so
credit to Rafi Mitnick, who at the start of the coming off kind of it was looking like the hill, and he was over it. He was over the hill last season. It was looking like with age and attrition and the physicality with the way he plays, looked like it took a toll. You know, his but came into this season lean, sleek, shooting the ball incredibly well, playing incredibly efficiently. His turnovers are tremendously down, and he's splashing threes, hitting mid range,
oh,
getting
he's great.
rebounds, getting the ball
He
out.
looks he looks really good. Yeah, I
He
should
looked great, but then
he
in
he
addition,
deserves
when
he
he
deserves his flowers. I don't think I gave him
sure.
flowers, but he deserves the flowers.
Oh
He
yeah,
played
but in addition,
he
when he
played great.
goes out, Evan Chesner looked awesome.
Yeah.
I was watching, and you don't really see the name on the back of the jersey, and it's hard to tell a lot of the time certain guys because like Josh Chesner has a very unique build, so he's a very easy guy to go, oh yeah, that's
He's also
Josh.
he's
You know,
also
like
tall.
he's tall, he's long, he's lanky, he's
Yeah.
lefty. Like there's certain Ben Lulu has the ball all the time. You could tell
He's
who he is.
got
And
he's got an interesting form.
Yeah,
Anyone who has an
Kyle
interesting form,
Marcus
yeah, anyone
has
who
the
has an
shoulders.
interesting form, you can tell.
Right, Kyle Marcus has big, broad shoulders. You can tell him that.
Yeah,
Evan Chesner has just a normal basketball build for a guard. And I just see this guy go right to left, tight cross, breaks the defender
yeah.
right into the lane and one layup. I'm like, what is that? Who was that? And then I see as he's walking out of bounds, I look on the back, I go, oh my God, that's Evan Chesner. Unrecognizable, and he was
Yeah,
always really good.
I
He
feel
was
like
even better.
he's like a Lou Williams type. Just he gets that spark offense. Maybe not like an off the bench, he's still a starter, but just feels like he can just score buckets, just
He's
score
Andrew
buckets on
Toney.
buckets. Who?
Yeah, Andrew Toney, Lou Williams.
Yeah.
NBA history's cluttered with these guys. Jamal Crawford, of guys who could get offense out.
But he
We're
doesn't
mentioning.
feel like a Crawford to me. Crawford has like he's just like ridiculous handle and just
I'm just saying the type
just
of player.
the pull up. No, I know you're the type of player. I feel like he plays a little bit like Lou Williams too.
Monte Ellis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Montel. I like that call. That's a good
he
call.
he's playing out of his mind as well. He's really took it a step up. Last year not getting to play with his brother. Stevie's a great player, but I'm sure that was a little bit of a bummer. And now with the opportunities, he was great. He was their second. He was second scorer, and the rest of the team plays great defense. Joe Klein slips in, gets his little layups, his little tip-ins, his little threes.
Yeah,
Barry comes in and could hit some threes. They all play. They all play for each other. They're not yelling and they're rooting each other on.
they got a deep team. They got a deep
That was
team.
actually a big win because Ben Lulu is on an. If he could finish with two losses, he's up there for MVP. He might not get it, but he's in contention. So to come in and last night was really, I mean, that night was really an MVP battle between Rafi Mitnick and Ben Lulu to see like, all right, who's going to win this one? It was kind of like in one of the years Nash and Nowitzki in '07, they played in a game and it was kind of like, all right, winner of this is the two MVP leading candidates, and Nowitzki outplayed him. He won the MVP. I think that was kind of what that night was, and Rafi Mitnick came up with a dub.
For sure.
We'll move
So
on.
who won that pick? Did I win that pick? I mean, it doesn't matter. I think you won the week last
I
week.
don't remember. I'd have to look.
Yeah. Yeah, you won the week, so who cares?
Sideline suit Spurs, the return of Judah Klein. Judah Klein was awesome. Much needed for Burry because he provides rebounding, defense, scoring.
Dude,
Um,
I watched Judah climb last night just to butt in for a sec. The dude keeps, and I think that this happened in this game too. Everyone just doesn't believe he can hit threes. Like no one believes it just because of how he looks. I don't know. People are just judging and just saying, okay, like you try it. And every single time he pulls up, once there's a few feet of separation, and he's hitting it, I believe he's hitting it 75% of the time. Like every single time I see they're giving him some space, probably because he's big and they don't want him to get downhill. But he is hitting threes at a high clip. So I would suggest taking him a little tighter.
I think it, yeah, I think it's a mixture of looks. But what's funny about the look is that if you actually look at Judah Klein, he's leaned out. He looks really, and now he wears the long sleeves and the shirt underneath, so you don't really get to see the body. I bet you, if he was shirt, if sleeveless, you would see how toned, and he looks lean and strong and in incredible shape. And I also think that 2 years or 3 years in a row losing in the finals, or 2 years in a row losing the finals, has got him motivated, knowing that he's the number two option every year, and he's coming in incredible form. I think he's going to make a first team. Obviously, Tarzik's the number one guy of that team, but I think Tarzik is a guy that is a mix of a scorer and a facilitator. I think a lot because he scored a lot last year. People might not have known that, but he had Angle and Mizels. He had all these guys he could facilitate to. So Judah being able to come in and being that number two option with all the shooting that they have is incredibly valuable. They came in
Yeah,
and
dude, we lucked out facing it without. I mean, we lucked out, but also I would have loved the test at the same time. to
I
face
wanted
them
to play
without
them at
Judah.
full strength. Yeah, especially week one. That
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah, me
good
too.
test. But I want to play Bury at full strength. That's like what you play in this league for. Um, so
For sure.
um, so Judah Klein looked great. He was the story of the night. The Nuggets 0-3 now. A bad matchup because I think that the Spurs are one of the best teams, and I don't know who they're playing next week, but I think they have a bye. I think
No, the Spurs just played last night.
no, the Nuggets.
They won. Oh,
The
the
Nuggets
Nuggets.
won.
Uh, no. The Nuggets are playing tonight. We're gonna see them.
Where
Oh
are
no,
they
you're
playing?
not there, but I'm gonna see them. I don't know, but I know they're either before or after us, so I'll see a little bit of the game. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
I need to look
You can,
this
by
up,
the way,
huh?
you can look on that app. Go
No,
back
I don't
to
want to
the
lose this
go back to
thing.
the web.
Week one, week two, week three, week four. They're playing the Mavericks. So this is a night that they got to take advantage and try to get a win on the board. I think actually this is a crossroads for both teams.
They need a win. They need a
Both
win
teams need to win.
badly.
I think the Mavs need to take advantage and the Nuggets need to get a win. Um, I think this Mavs game will be
Like
a season
for
changer.
how much keep saying that the regular season is all about gelling and it doesn't matter so much because everyone makes the playoffs. I don't know anyone who's won the championship if they've won one or two games. Like you got to win three, 4 games minimum.
Even when we won and we started 1-3, oh, I think we ended up 3-5
Three,
or three and
three and four,
four. We ended
three
up
and
three
four.
and four. So
Yeah,
we were 500 team, 7th seed, and we lost 2 or 3 games at the buzzer and won one at the buzzer. But the Nuggets need to get a win. Bad matchup for them because of all the size of the Klein brothers just being able to just bully and be dominant. Moving on. Timberwolves Grizzlies. Great game. Daniel Israel looks incredible. I have him on my first team right now, midseason awards. Yoel Schreier is a great fit. They got Daniel Malka. So far subbing for Rami Leifer. Rami is playing incredible defense. They're even missing John Fuhrer. I think this team is for serious.
what
I
happened
think
to
they're for
John?
real. He got injured.
Badly?
No, I think he'll be back in 3 weeks.
Okay, okay, that's good.
I mean, a bad injury would be out for the year for a 7 week season, and even a
Yeah,
mild injury, it's pretty bad in a 7 week season. But
yeah,
they're clicking on all cylinders. They take care of business. The Timberwolves, the first half, it was 13-11. I think in the first half, it was
yeah,
like an
yeah.
incredibly low, which is in the Timberwolves' wheelhouse.
I was watching that.
They have incredible defense. The Wolves are super long across the board. I think their only problem is, and I told it to them because they asked, which was nice, was that when you get 3, 4 possessions without a bucket, what is your go-to thing to be like, okay, we need a bucket right now. This is what we're going to. Or for example, with us, it's all right. We haven't scored. They're on a run. All right, we're gonna dump it down in the post. All right, Jack, back your guy down, hook shot. Let's get something in the or run a pick and roll. Let's see if we get you getting going downhill. Um, for the Bucks, it's been Lulu. They like to space it out, get a pick, switch, and he does this step back. All these teams have different things that they go to where they need a bucket. I think they run a double screen for cats on the Cavs. For them, they didn't really have anything. I thought for them they'd do such a good job of screening as a unit that they should all set screens until they have a mismatch with Sam Benheim with a shorter player where he could rip through and try to get to the rim. I think they'll be okay. At the same time, it only gets harder from here with the Timberwolves. I think they got the Jazz this week, which is a very difficult matchup, and then the Grizzlies got the Blazers, which is also a great matchup.
Yeah, I
That'll
mean,
test to see if they're the real deal.
it's been a story all season for Timberwolves where defense is great, but scoring's not there, and it really just needs to be such tight offense, such tight half court offense, where not just that they're moving off ball, that they're running something with intent. You can move off ball and then figure it out if you have people who have you know the offensive ability to find space or take a man one on one, when you need to. But when you don't have that ability to just go one on one against someone, then you really need to run a tighter ship. And if they have to just study some film and I think come up with a play. It just has to be a set play with a counter. And if they're doing it and if the defense showing one way, then counter it. If not, then you do plan A, plan A, plan A, plan B. If they don't have that run tightly, they're not going to be able to win games because they can't win in the half court. I've seen it. They're just missing when they're missing their shots, like when the Drazens are missing, when J Shap's missing, they don't have the offensive ability to keep up. And even though they can muck up a game and they probably have the best defense in the league, it's really not enough when you're going against a
Right.
Jazz team that's
They held
also that
they
not
held the
Jazz. I
Grizzlies
mean,
to
when you go the Grizzlies, they also have the ability to play as a unit, and then they also have the firepower to score. So yeah, there's a lot of teams that have multiple scoring options, and the Timberwolves, it feels like they have a few guys who could score, but not really like a go-to option, as you said.
It's got to be Sam Benheim because he was their first pick, and he
Doesn't
had
it
to
doesn't
move.
it doesn't I don't think it has to be Sam Benheim because I don't feel like you can pull up if like let's say they're
Who is
clogging
it
the
then?
paint.
Who is it?
I think it has to be one of the Draysons because I don't know which one is which, but I know I saw one of them has tight handle, has a decent shot. Got to get a pick off him, a pick and roll, pick and pop with J Shap, and you got to play with J Shap because he can also shoot, and you need Bentheim running the baseline because his shot is not great, but he can finish in the paint well. So I think that's how you have to do it. And then I don't know who their bench is, but they maybe want to, try staggering the Benheims so you can space the floor more.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Um. They shout out to their defense. They held the Grizzlies to 47 points. That's going on them. Grizzlies have a real matchup, and I'm excited to see how they go. They're the real deal, but that's going to be a fun one. Um, Suns versus Jazz. Not much to say here. Ari Sklar had a smooth 28 points. Jack Reinhart really did a good job. That looked like his team. He controlled the pace the entire game. I mean, that was a Jack game. It was slow. It was methodical. The ball was moving. Sklar was getting shots off screens. He's looking great. They have four. They have five defenders. If you it counts Cerulowitz as a defender, which I do because he does guard bigs pretty decently, and they got a really smooth starting five. Saw a tough night. They gave Sudworth a ton of length. He was very good that night. He was very good, but you had Jack, Matty, and Sklar um, running at him
Yeah,
all night,
it's a
and
lot.
then
Yeah, it's a lot of defense.
whoever he got by, the other one was there to help. There's a great shot of
I think they were also
Sudworth.
missing. They were missing the scoring bookbinder that night, which
Benjamin. Well, that makes it
yeah,
even tougher.
which is
So there's
tough.
a great shot in one of the first week photos. SJ took of Sudworth going to the basket and having five Wolves on him. It seems like that's been a repeat a lot. Like teams are just the word is out.
I
They
uh, I
know
think I
they're
think
starting to look at him.
Sudworth. There's nothing wrong with him. I just played with him Sunday morning. He looked great. We played on the same team a couple times. We won a couple games. He looks great. Yeah, he's. I mean, I haven't really played with him up close before, so it was cool to see. He's strong defender. Great with the ball. Great pull up. Uh, strong finisher. Um, when he's not going 1-on-3, he can take over a game. So yeah, I think Yohanan's going to do a good job of getting the troops together. He's gonna he's gonna strategize a little better. I know he's talked to his team. He told me that he's an involved captain, so I believe he can turn this thing around. The only thing worries me is Gardenberg's ankle, and hoping that stays intact because I was with him on July forth, and it did not look great. I was a little shocked that he's still able to play on it. It
You guys had a little
really,
barbecue.
yeah, we went to Yoni Levine's.
Oh, that's great.
He had a barbecue pool day with all the kids. It was a lot of fun. It's 100+ degrees out. I don't know what it's like in Alabama, but it's disgusting. I had Ryan
Similar.
out. I had Ryan like outside, inside. It was a little tough with him. Um, but it was fun. And at Carterburg, he was like downing 18 beers. So he was he was a little out of it, and he didn't need an IV, but I think his wife was showing off because she's a doctor and gave him an IV, which was
Oh, that's cute. I like it.
hilarious. Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. And great barbecue overall.
I think love to hear it.
But
I think the
but yeah,
Jazz are starting to take
but yeah,
off.
but no,
They're now undefeated.
I was talking about the Suns a bit, and yes, the ankles worrisome. Benjamin, when he gets there, him and Sudworth, I think, could be a great one too. Ori, Yochanan was telling me he's looking good. Um,
Shooting the
Yochanan,
ball well.
yeah, Yochanan's good, and he just needs to, if everyone learns their role, I think this team will be fine and maybe not a contender, but they will make some noise. I think they'll make some noise.
Yeah, maybe the Jazz are clicking. They're being what we all thought they could be.
Yeah,
Um, they're undefeated with Jack Reinhardt, so I would move them up in the power rankings ahead of the Grizzlies. Um, and I think
finally,
they're really good.
finally, you're not going by standings. I like that.
No, yeah, well, I just think they have the two best players on the court, and Sklar and Jack. So my question on the Grizzlies, I meant to mention this is what happens when Daniel Malka is no longer a part of the equation? Because I think he's the perfect fit point guard on them because of his
We saw
shooting.
Rami with them. What do you mean?
We saw
Rami,
Rami with them against the Spurs without Judah and Burry. So it's a completely depleted Spurs team, and then Rami's a great guy to guard.
You think Malka is much better than Rami?
I think Malka is a different fit than Rami. I think Rami is a much better defender and a much better like hustle guy, but I think Malka is a great set the pace guy and move the ball and is a great shooter. He's shooting the ball incredibly well.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
I didn't see him
he's the
shoot.
kind of guy, if you're looking for a bucket or things get like unsteady or unsettled, he settles the team. All right, guys. All
Yeah,
right,
I
here
mean,
we are.
like it's kind of fair though that you subbed for him because I don't know if you know this, but
I know.
Ike
I heard the whole thing. I
Ike
heard all
wanted
the cheating.
him. Ike wanted him, but what didn't really was declined. It was politely
It,
declined,
it
but
was
Ike did
politely
want him.
declined. No, I think it would have been a good fit. He fits
It would
tremendously
have
well
been.
with them.
It would have had a great team.
Look, Rami's a great fit too. I'm
Yeah,
just
no, but
saying, Malka,
it's funny.
when
It's just
I've
funny.
watched them, he fits them perfectly because of his shooting, his pace setting, his outletting. He gets the ball up the court really as good as anyone not named JT. And he does it really well. And I only do it better because I could get it off the rebound and throw it. He gets it off the outlet. Then he's got the ball down the floor. So I'm going to be interested to see how it looks without him. It'll be a different offense, but probably a much stronger defense. Moving on, Heat Hawks. I think the Heat they didn't play last night. I think they're the most frustrating team to watch because of how talented they are, and
Yeah.
they're the team that needs a coach. Like they totally need a coach because they have so much. Edges, Silfin, and Abinion didn't play. You got Rosenblum, who's got such good hands and footwork. You got Gabe Geller, who's a star in his own right. Avery Stebner, a very, very good player. And I think they were in a big hole. It was like going back and forth, and you're like, how is this team, the Hawks, who had Hillel Banash guarding Geller, not able to get easy baskets? Like if they just put Geller in one post and had Max Rosenblum on the opposite, have Max set a back screen for Geller, get the switch where now you have Max Rosenblum with Banash trying to guard him. Banash is strong. He's not Max strong. Max is one dribble layup. Geller's a little skinny and he hasn't learned how to leverage his weight yet when a little guy guards him. He did do a good job shooting over the top, but like that's an easy layup. How about just Max Rosenblum setting it for Geller? He comes off. They have to step up because of the midi. Rosenblum slips. He instead of shooting the mid, he just throws it high over the top into a leading Rosenblum layup. Like they have those two weapons with Silfen, with Fabinian, with Stepner, with all these shooting and skill. They were putting it together and put away the Hawks. But when you're watching it, you can't help but be frustrated with them because it's like why the Hawks were winning for I think a majority of the game. You
Were
know,
they?
Bane getting to his
Were
spots,
they? Because
deep.
to me, when I saw, I mean, maybe when I tuned in second half,
It was a
it
tie game
just
at half. I think they were down two at half. The Heat.
it felt like to me that he just had control of the game,
Yeah,
and
they did. They eventually figured it out.
The Hawks didn't have a chance. Like at the end, even though they were cutting it and getting close, it just felt like they didn't have a chance.
That's because the Heat's talent won out. With the Hawks are definitely a better chemistry fit. Um, with the D2s, Benami's probably extremely happy with his team. They're looking good. Banash is in the running for first team. Um, they look good, but again, I think the Heat have so much talent. I gave them an A+ to start
Yeah,
the season and anointed them favorites because I think that they have the most
I
talent.
think
But they
I think they still are. They still are the most talented.
favorites? Oh,
I
most
don't know
talent.
about I don't know about favorites, but like top three for sure.
Yeah,
Top
yeah.
three, no order. I'll put them in there, top three.
Do you have anything you want to add to this game?
No, that's what I saw in the second half. That I just felt like they had control, and I mean, I tuned in, and Bane Ash was hitting threes and trying to keep it close and maybe make a run, but he just had every answer.
Yeah, I watched this next one in the airport. Wizards Raptors. Um,
Oh, I mean, I kind of stopped watching.
it was just a show. They did whatever they wanted. You had Moskovich guarding Gutman, which is probably the one guy that has the
Oh my
size.
God, like Gutman just he was trying, and I mean, credit to him, like he was his presence, but Moskovich just shut him down, just completely
But
shut
all,
him
but it
down.
was a
And
combination of Moskovich and Angle because Gutman would back he'd
he,
do his two or
yeah,
three moves and then Angle would come and block it. And Jordan would get in the paint and Angle would come and block it. And
yeah,
Raptors, that's a lot of height and scale. Klesnik, it was balling. Alter was getting out on the break. Mizels was running the show. Just kind of outclassed. If you're the Raptors, Avi, what are you going back to the drawing board? What are you changing?
um, I mean, this was just a horrible matchup for them. I think he didn't. I,
You think what?
his kid's 2-year-old boy, Justin. Need
I can't hear
Justin
you.
to
You
be
cut out.
more.
You cut out.
You hear me now?
No, you cut out for the whole take.
Hello?
What do you think? Yeah, well, you cut out for the whole
Do you hear
take.
me now?
Yes.
Fine. So, I need Justin to be more aggressive. That's like it's all about Justin. If he's gonna, just see a little space and just
Oh,
pull,
you're cutting out.
and when he's not, they lose. Then damn,
But we didn't hear any of that.
the hell, this is not good.
You're saying Justin needs to be more aggressive. He shot a lot of quick threes that weren't falling, which definitely hurts. I told Jordan I think they should put Justin at the high post in some scenarios because if he could turn jab and hit the midi, that's a really good shot. And the miss will be soft.
Dude, I think that is a perfect spot for him. He's got to learn how to play like Jared Stein. Jared does that perfectly, and Justin needs to take advantage when there's a smaller guy on him, and just be more aggressive.
Yeah, get a post game. It's kind of late in the game to develop a post game, but I like him at the high where he could jab and hit the midi. And if Gutman then seals his defender, Justin could quickly hit it to the defender where Gutman can then lay it up. They also need a quick hit. It was a bad matchup. I wouldn't put too much on it. You're gonna get nights like
No,
that.
it's a horrible matchup.
We had a night like that last year with the Heat. Where we had a good season. We just got our teeth kicked in by the Suns, and it was just we just didn't have it. Not gonna do much on it. All right, that was That was all last week.
All
You
right.
want to do? Did you watch last night at all?
I was able to watch the Kings game because I was curious how they looked.
Let's
So I
hear it.
watched
Let's hear
that
your
game.
take.
So it was Kings. Remind me, wait, go to the game again. The results. I think they
I'm on
lost
it.
by 10. What is it? Kings
Spurs.
Spurs, right. Yeah, so in the beginning, it felt like JJ was trying to just find his rhythm and he was missing a bunch of shots. Um, but he found it. Like he got his rhythm and he was hitting and he was able to um get downhill a bit, able to get to the free throw line, his classic game. It just felt like it was a 1-2 punch with JJ and Herman, and they were playing well. Herman was finishing a lot. Herman played really well this game. I thought there were some possess, but the issue with the Kings is that they're going 1-2, and JJ and Herman they're exerting so much energy on the offensive side, and sometimes Gutman also played well. He was cleaning up the boards a bit off some couple offensive rebounds and getting it back in, so that was good. But besides them three, and then also Sammy a bit was like driving when he had a one-on-one and the lane was open a bit and there was no help side defender, so he was able to get to the bucket a bit, and he missed one layup but he hit a couple others, so he played all right. Um, the problem is with them is their defense, and they're fine on the offense. I mean, they scored 51 points. They could have done better. I think
They
they
scored
could run it.
41
They
points. They
41.
scored
Yeah.
41. That's not
Wow.
good.
Fine. They could run a better offense for sure. I mean, they scored 41 because
Looks
JJ
like the
was
defense
missing.
is okay. 51 is an okay thing to give up.
Yes, but no. Like it just didn't look good. It looked to me, and maybe the Spurs were missing more than they should have. It felt to me that Tarzik was so comfortable, and Sammy was good. Like Sammy was staying in front of him, but he was just too comfortable. I think he was able to facilitate. He was able to hit some shots. He hit some tough shots. So I want to credit Sammy because I think he played a good defensive game. I think he played a good game, so I want to give him credit. At the same time, I want someone longer on Tarzik because you need
They
someone
don't have
like
it.
I know that's the issue. I think other Nat, Avi Nat, I think would bother
Yeah,
him
yeah, I don't
more.
think he's quick enough.
Maybe not, but it's something else has to give because Sammy he can stay in front of him and he's making him work a bit at times, but then at other times he just looks too comfy. And then
Right.
Judah was just hitting the same thing I was saying before. They were just giving him space and testing him, and he was just hitting the three. And then
So that
Burry was
night, so
just sending off ball screens, and Sussheim was getting his shot. So it just felt like the defense, even scoreboard. It's like they did an okay job. I feel like they could have tightened up more. It just at times it didn't look like they were trying hard enough. I think a little more effort on the defensive side, and it would have been a much closer game. And also, if they hit some shots that normally they do hit, like JJ missed shots that he usually hits, I think that was another issue. I would love for them to play more as a team versus just like your turn, my turn, which is what it feels like a little bit.
I think the
But
only thing they could do on offense is the your turn, my turn. They need to do that. But I think they're
I
definitely
would like
missing
some
Ariel.
I would like some on ball or off ball screens. I think they can do that too.
Maybe, but they don't have the personnel isn't that. The personnel is J.J. Herman. These are two scorers. You have Paul Pierce and Allen Iverson.
I need more screens from Avi, Nat, and Gutman. I need some more
Maybe,
screens.
but let me tell you, they are missing Ariel Friedman. I think last night was a perfect game where they could have used him. Now again, if I'd taken JJ and Herman, I
I don't
don't
know
really
about that
need.
because I think
I would have drafted.
I disagree with you because I
Just
want JJ and
let me
Herman
give you my
taking
take.
more
If
shots.
I'm no, let me give you my take. If
Fine.
I'm drafting JJ and Herman, I probably the third pick would have picked a defense guy like Bergstein. I think and instead of Friedman, now I think Friedman's very good. And I think last night they were missing him because A, they did only score 41 points, but also B, you're telling me that Judah Klein was having his way because they were worried about getting downhill. I think Friedman is the best, one of the best in the league at stopping the power forward types that get down the hill and bump guys like me, guys like Judah. Ariel Friedman's actually very good at guarding those because it's hard to move him. So those kind of guys have to settle for the shot. So Friedman's able to contest because he's not afraid of Judah getting downhill on him. That was a missing piece. I think Friedman's actually a pretty good defender for guys like Judah Klein, guys like Jack Tor, guys who use their size and their
I think Judah's a
shiftiness to
little
get
too quick.
downhill. No, if I'm not too quick, then Judah's not too quick.
I
Like
think you're too quick.
I don't blow by Friedman. I have to shoot over the top. He does a good job. I so him being missing, I think hurt them. So you have to remember that. But I don't think he's coming back. Is he coming back? He took a really bad injury. When I watched it, it
I
looked
don't know.
bad.
I mean, when I watched it, I don't know. I hate to say it, but he, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there.
Even
Like
if
it
it's a
was a bad
6 week
step.
injury, you're
It was a
basically
bad
missing the
step. I
season.
I couldn't even tell like what happened. It looked like a bad step, and I'm not really sure how that even happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully he gets better soon. But I think they still could play a better game even without him. And I think he would help more in a sense of if he can just stand in a corner because JJ needs someone to kick out to besides for Herman. So he needs a second option to kick out to because a lot of times I feel like JJ is just doing too much because he feels like he doesn't have an option. And if he
Ariel
had that
Freeman made
option,
the Final Four with Dan Polyev last year. Dan Polyev is a worse version of JJ Zackheim.
I know. So
So
I'm saying I think
they
I
could
think
fit
he was
together.
there. I think he would help more on the offensive side than defensive side, to me. Um, but
I
no,
think he'd
maybe
help on the
maybe you're right.
defensive side. They don't have any
No,
size.
overall he would help. Overall he would help. So we agree. Um, but yeah, I think they could do a lot better on defense just
Should we go
by
to our picks for the
having
week?
a little more effort. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we got our picks for the week.
And we did a very interesting thing now, which I kind of like because it's making the line a true line that we both agree on, and I think it's going to make these calls a lot closer.
So the Spurs were an 11 and a half favorite against the Kings. I took the Spurs. They won by 10. I lost the bet.
I
I
just want to
lost the
explain
game.
how the line gets there. So how the line gets there is I decide for whatever reason I'm deciding what the initial line is. So I throw all the lines out there, and then we go one by one. So let's say I start, and the line for Spurs Kings was Spurs minus 8.5, and it's my turn. I can say, okay, I'll take Spurs 8.5. Jack then has the option to either up it. He can say, oh, no, I'll take Spurs negative 9.5 or minus whatever. He can go higher. Or he says, okay, you take that, I'll take the other side. So we're both basically getting to the point where we agree on the line. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
So Spurs won by 10. I lost it. Wizards Hawks line at 10 and a half. For some reason, I thought we had the line higher at
No,
12 and a half. But either way, the Wizards won by 13. Um,
yeah,
so that was
that's
a good
another
pick.
one.
Nets Bucks 7.5. The Bucks won by 4. The Nets played really well. I got to watch the game. I saw
Yeah,
a little bit of it.
we'll watch it, talk about it on the next pod.
And so we got Cavs Celtics. I got the Celtics tonight. I think they give the length to I think they give the length and the toughness to the Cavs. I think they're on a tear and they're coming for it. I think it's going to be a really good. I think it's going to be a good game.
This is gonna
I
be a
think they
great
take
game.
them.
I mean, it's the only pick 'em, right? Oh no, there's two pick 'ems, but this is gonna be a great game, probably game of the week. Cavs, I think they have something to prove here, and to show that they belong in the top echelon of the league, top five, let's say. I think if they win this, they jump to top five. So, and I believe
Well, yeah,
David.
this is a they haven't beaten they beat the Heat, but they lost to the Wizards.
Yeah,
So this will be a really good
it's a
test.
it's a big test for them, and they have a great team. Cats looked really good Sunday morning, so I'm hoping he continues with that.
We got Suns Warriors. We're obviously going to win, so I'm not even going to talk on it. Mavericks, Nuggets. I
Without
took the
JT
Mavs.
though,
Huh?
Warriors without JT, it
We're
could be a
winning,
game.
baby. We're
It
winning.
could be a game.
I'm not betting
I'm
against.
not gonna lie. I'm a little banged up from last night. Last night I went double OT win in our team, other guys in JBA, and
Nice.
that was a heck of a game, dude. Let me tell you something. Gene Martinez has arrived. This guy is unbelievable. So yeah, we
Steal the draft. Steal of the
uh,
draft award.
him or Bergstein, I don't know,
No, but Bernstein was a
or
third
Sklar
rounder. Gene was a
or
sixth
Sklar.
rounder.
Could be, yeah, probably it could be Gene.
Squad, maybe.
It could be Gene. Gene is just when he wants to be aggressive and you got even a good defender. There was a good defender on him. Zilberberg was taking him, and he's a good defender, and he just got by him. He just gets by people, and then he was just hitting a shot. It was great, and we had to come back. I think it was like a minute left, and we were down six, like something ridiculous. Like there was probably a 90% chance of losing, and we were able to tie it up, get to
How?
OT. How did we tie it up? AJ hit a big three. Um,
Nice.
I I got fouled on a three, hit all three free throws,
Nice.
and and then how did it tie? And then we were down one, and then Gene got fouled. We were like holding for the last shot. Gene got fouled with like 5 seconds left, and he hit one of two to get to OT. He could have won it, so only staying on his record.
Oh,
Then in OT, they hit two, and we who hit two? I think not sure. It might have been Gene. And then in double OT, where we were, it's tie game, and it gets down to like 20 seconds left. I get the ball, baseline, mid range, pull up, hit the two to get us up two, and then we defend. I get a rebound, foul me. I only hit one of two, but then we win by three.
all right. There you go.
Yeah,
Nuggets Mavericks. I picked the Mavs. I think they are the exact same team as the Nuggets with all the shooting and the speed, but I think they're taller and longer. I kind of need more from Markovitz. I'm not gonna lie. Now when I'm talking about it, I don't know what his rebounding numbers are. I don't know how aggressively they're playing, but like if you look at a team like the Hawks, apropos of the Nuggets, they're built basically the exact same, other than the Papa Dietz role. But if the difference in between being 3-1 and 0-3 is a 45-year-old man, if that, he might be older. Um, I think Markovitz needs to play a more Benemy, rough and tumble, strong style. He needs to start banging more and getting more tip-ins. They really need him. I'm not saying he is
yeah,
the reason they've gotten bad matchups, but tonight's the night for the Nuggets. I'm picking the Mavs because I think
yeah,
they're going to go back to the drawing board and come out swinging after losing to us toughly. But um, tonight's a big night for the Nuggets.
yeah. No,
Pistons
it's
Heat.
definitely up for grabs. This game.
Pistons Heat. I can't believe that I took the Heat at 12 and a half. That seems insane. I still think the Pistons
It's
are
kind of
really
insane.
good.
The Pistons a good team. They have guys. They have a good roster. I don't know what's up with them. They're 0-3. I don't know. Have they been blown out before? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I
I have to
think
look
they
at
need.
the website.
I don't know what the Pistons game was on the schedule. I guess we didn't go over it, but basically, I'm watching it. I think they need to get easier buckets. I think Weisberg needs to grab the ball off the rim and start transition more often. He did it like twice, and when I watched it, I'm watching a 6'8" dude lead a break. The guards are discombobulated because they don't know if they need to. How do you stop the ball? Let me jump his dribble. Well, they jump the dribble. Now Ari Mitnick, he throws over their heads to Ari, who has a layup, and Aaron Heller is filling the lane to pop the three. I think his mistake is they need to get a point guard. They need to get someone to set the offense. It's not
They
Aaron
just
Heller. He likes being off ball. He doesn't like being on ball. And if Ari Mitnick is on ball, he's just a pure scorer. That's like asking Carmelo Anthony to be the on-ball guy setting up the offense. It's not going to work. They need a Chauncey Billups type. They need a guy. They could
Who
use
else?
Daniel Malco.
Can you go to the website or no? You want to stay on this page? If you can click on their team, I think you can click on the team or go to
They
standings and
had a
click
bye. They had a bye last week. They didn't play.
go to
They played the
go to
Cavs.
standings and click on. Can you click on the team? Go to standings real quick. Click on their team. All right, so they lost 0-3. Let's see the roster and let's see how what they've lost by. They lost by 12 to the Cavs. Oh, they block, dude. Block can be a point guard.
No, but it's such a weird spot for him. He's a power forward at this stage of his life. Like
Yeah, but
he's
in
not
the
a
half
big
court,
dribbler. He
in the
doesn't
half
break
court.
defense. I think
Who
they
else do
should
they
run
have?
it. They could run it through Weisberg at the high post because he could keep the ball high and hit cutters and block at set picks and Minnick could flash.
Yeah, but
Um,
they've never been blown out. So this is a crazy line. And they've played good teams. Every
they played
team has been
only
good. Only good
and,
teams.
and they've only played good teams, and
They've,
they're playing a good one tonight.
this is a crazy line, but they might win this game.
How did we agree on this?
You kept
I think
pushing it. No,
I
you did
just
a
wanted.
crazy push. No, you pushed it to 12 and a half after out of nowhere. I think it was at 8.5, and you're like 12 and a half. I'm like,
I
all
mean,
right.
I
I'm
wanted the
like, all
Heat.
right.
I like to root for them because I think they're very interesting.
Yeah, but the Pistons have too much size here that the Heat could get messed up a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. Knicks Raptors. You got the Raptors at 8.5. This is a big telling point for the Raptors. I think this is a must win.
They
I
need to
think
win this
so.
game.
Like you know how we said the regular season doesn't matter; it's just for gelling. I think the Nuggets will be fine if they lose. I personally think it'll be really tough for the Raptors to bounce back if they lose tonight. Just the personnel, the fact that
Yeah.
their one game was with their guys out that they won. So I think tonight's a
I
must win
mean,
for the
they
Raptors.
need to make sure that Gutman gets the ball every single possession. It's got to run through him. He's got to get a
The Knicks
touch
don't have an
every
answer.
single time. They don't. The Knicks are not like Wedgel
They're
is
not
big.
big.
Wedgel's big as like
But he's
a
a
small
forward.
forward. He's a
Yeah,
small forward, but yeah, he's not gonna be able to match up with Gutman. They're gonna have to double or play zone. So the Gutman's got to get touches.
yeah. Um, we'll see about that. T Wolves Jazz. It's a pretty big line. You
What
kind
is
of
the line?
raked me on these lines, but I think the
But
Jazz are
dude,
gonna.
dude, I'm telling you, you kept pushing it to 12 and a half. Look back at the text. I didn't tell you to do that.
You catching me on vacation is cheating.
Yeah,
I must have had a few beers in me.
maybe.
Grizzlies, Blazers. I take the Grizz. I think they're real, but it's gonna be a fun one. All right, that's it. I
Yeah,
gotta do some work.
perfect timing.
Oh well, good luck.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully I get the dub and I'll let you know how good we are without you and you don't have to come back.
Oh, sounds good. Trade me to the
All right,
Kings. That'd be fun.
peace. I'll see you.